Alrighty, hello everybody, and happy Saturday. I am wave meteorologist Jessica Dobson here with a check of your forecast. I do want to bring you outside as we get you set up here. It has been such a beautiful Saturday. Hopefully, you've been able to spend some time outdoors. Lots of people out at the outlet shops of Bluegrass, and I mean, today was more of the day to get out there and enjoy the shopping and get some of that Christmas shopping done if you maybe didn't want to deal with the crowds because, oh my goodness, it is going to be quite the change of the forecast as we head into tomorrow. So that was your live view outside. And again, I'm wave meteorologist Jessica Dobson. And if you are watching, you can let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to leave a comment if you're able to do so. I believe you can do that if you're watching from YouTube and Facebook. But we are also streaming on Twitter for those of you watching from there. So we're watching out for you guys too. Don't want to leave anybody out, but let's go ahead and pull everything up because, today was overall a nicer day than maybe what we anticipated. It was cold, yes, of course, especially this morning. We were down in the 20s and 30s for the majority of us. And then we saw a good amount of sunshine today, but the clouds have been gradually streaming in, and that is going to be out ahead of the next round of rain we're tracking. Already getting snow questions. I love it. Nancy Spencer. She's getting straight to the point, asking, any snow chance? Oh, any snow close, excuse me. Close is relative. If we're lucky, we might see some flurries, but not everyone will. So I'll talk about when here in just a moment. We're going to get you there in just a moment as well. But I do want to talk about how warm we got today. I talked about that a little bit. We made it to a high of 51. Our morning low in Louisville was 33. Of course, it's at Muhammad Ali International. Right now, we're much warmer to the south because those clouds are moving in from the south and west. So we're at 46 right now at Muhammad Ali International, which we typically run a little warmer within the metro due to the urban heat element effect. We talk about that a lot. But 48 degrees right now in Fort Knox. But in southern Indiana, a few spots have already dipped down into the 30s, even a few spots in Kentucky as well, 39 in Eminence, 36 in Carrollton, 32 though near Seymour, 41 in North Vernon. Yeah, it is cold. And again, if you're just tuning in, we're going to talk about the rain chances for tomorrow, some cold air, and feel free to leave a question or just if you want to shout out, you can leave a comment with where you're watching from. Because I don't like to talk to myself. I want to talk to everybody else. So as far as temperatures, yeah, it's already quite chilly out there, and we do expect the majority of us to stay above freezing tonight. And you'll see the radar right now is nice and dry, but as we take a wider view and pan to the left, a bit further to the west, this has been just a real headache for those across the central U.S., across the Central Plains, especially Kansas. They have just been bogged down with some steady snow over the last 24 hours. Same goes for areas near Omaha. Denver and into Colorado, they're pretty used to seeing the snow across the Rockies, especially those higher elevations. But when we see this, it looks a little ominous and probably worrisome for many people when we see snow like this just kind of barreling towards us. But we'll expect the warmer side of the system, which means the rainier side, which I know that makes some of our snow lovers and our bots lovers out there a little sad. But Wichita has been just inundated with some snow showers, and they've had a lot of just deteriorating road conditions. This is going to be the same system that's going to be bringing us impacts tomorrow, but it's just going to be felt in a different way, and we won't see nearly as high of impacts either. So that's good too. We don't want too many headaches, especially with so many people traveling, which brings me to my next point. If you are traveling along the East Coast, you're likely going to run into some rain, some gusty winds. I don't know specifically how much wind impacts flights. Sometimes that can help when the jet stream is helping to kind of push along those airlines, push along your flight. I love when that happens. But it just kind of depends on if you're driving or flying, because regardless, near Chicago, Detroit, Michigan, you guys are going to be dealing with, or that area of the country is going to be dealing with some snow and rain, more so the snow showers, though, because that is not ideal. I don't want any of the snow. You guys can keep it up north. But So showers are going to be likely showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms, especially further to the south and east, closer to Georgia and into Florida, across much of the deep south. Going to be dealing with rain, and we will too tomorrow. But our rain will likely be lighter compared to many others that will see the rain tomorrow, and we'll talk about that in a moment. I do want to talk about though the wind. And I wanted to mention that because wind gusts will be as high as around 25 to maybe 30 miles per hour. And I know so many people have been putting up their Christmas decorations, and so many people have the inflatables are so popular now, and I love them too. They're so cute, and there's just such a wide variety, I feel like, and they just light up the yards. But just make sure everything is tacked down so it's not going to blow away or maybe deflate them, because just it's going to be kind of a gustier day. Not anything that's going to be terribly impactful, but just enough to where you're going to be like, oh man, with the rain too, it's just going to be kind of spitting at you. Not ideal. So let's see a couple more comments from you guys. All righty. So we have Laura Adams watching from New Albany. Hello to you, Laura. Almost said hello to you, New Albany. I mean, but I guess hello to New Albany as well. Shonda, hello to you. Cindy says, always watch you guys to keep up with the weather. We are very thankful you guys, or you are watching, all of you guys watching, both on our streaming platforms and when we're live. Hello to Ron, who left a very long message. Oh, very sweet message. Well, I hope you're doing well. And I hope everyone, had a nice Thanksgiving, because mine was really chill, really nice, which I like. Wearing the comfy clothes. My family is not a family where we dress up, and I love that. And we are also not a family where we are what is it? The turkey trotters, where we're doing the running. No. That's not me. I'm sleeping usually. But Shauna says, I went up to light up Charlestown last night. We rode the Christmas train and it was really cold. Yeah, it did get really cold last night and this morning. We were in the 20s and 30s. Robert just joining, saying good evening. Just joined. When will the rain start? Which we're going to get into that pretty much right now. Go over the timing of that. So here's the latest timeline for the rain. Starting at 7 a.m. tomorrow, it's going to be. I'll take you through a FutureCast, a couple of different a few of our different computer models. Sometimes my brain wants to work faster than my mouth can process, but we are going to be expecting those showers to really pick up, and they'll likely peak in terms of the coverage and intensity by about midday. So 11, noon, 1 p.m., that's when the heaviest of the rain will arrive. Even through about 2 o'clock, we'll still see some good steady rain. But even still, it's not going to be a deluge all day long. It won't be a complete washout all day long, but it's going to be around enough to really just make it a dreary Sunday. I think Maroon 5 has a song about Sunday morning rain falling. That's all I know of it. But we are going to be looking at, though, just kind of a wet day. It's going to be windy. And on top of that, it's going to be cold. Temperatures will only be in the 40s for the majority of us. I have us with a high of 50 for the metro tomorrow. And that's going to be, if we can see those winds from the south and west kick up, that will help to give us a boost with those temperatures, because this will be a system moving in from the south and west. So that's kind of the idea there, is the direction and the winds will help to give a boost to those temperatures nicely. But overall, if you have plans tomorrow and you're looking for drive time, you'll have to either get up really early, probably before sunrise, or wait until after sunsets. And if you want to see some flurry action, you'll probably have a better luck with that tomorrow night, maybe even into the early morning hours of Monday. But again, we're not expecting any sort of impact. So we're really just going to be dealing with the wet, windy, and cold weather. Those are going to be the three big key components of the forecast tomorrow. And that will be followed by some very cold weather for this upcoming week. So just got to bear with us. But so a 70% chance of rain is what I have for us for tomorrow, and we'll take you through FutureCast. So we'll actually see a little bit of a break in the clouds overnight, but that will quickly fill right back in, and we'll start to see those showers move in. This is one of our in-house models that we use, and we're going to be looking at just a couple of scattered, for the most part, pretty light showers through the late morning. So by about 8, 9 a.m., that's when we'll start to see more of the rain begin to kind of pop up and light up on the radar. But as we get closer to noon, 1 o'clock, as I mentioned, lunchtime, that's where the rain really picks up in terms of coverage, and likely when the heaviest rain will fall. The heaviest rain of the entire day tomorrow will likely fall right around 11, noon, 1, maybe even into 2 o'clock. But you'll see by the time we get into the afternoon, it becomes much more isolated. Now, the timing of when it becomes more isolated, when it starts to fade away, is going to be really dependent on how quickly the system's moving, how fast that drier and colder air rushes in behind it, if any moisture is left over, and that could lead to some of those flurries. So that's what we're generally thinking as we head into tomorrow. And that's just one particular model. I will show you guys the next one as well. Let's see. Let me go ahead and pull that one up for you guys. Okay, so this is the HRRR. This is another just computer model. These are all what we call high resolution models. So these give us some data that tends to be a little more reliable and updates more frequently. So the idea is it ingests more information about what's happening in the atmosphere right now, and kind of helps us, or well, helps the computer model spit out some better solutions, I guess you could say, with what might happen. Solution being what will actually happen with the forecast tomorrow. We kind of left to interpret that and dissect that when it comes to what the actual atmosphere looks like it may do in terms of technicalities, I guess you could say. All right, that was a big spiel. But this model, this is looking ahead towards 6:30, still dry. But then by about 9:30, you'll see not quite as widespread, but we do have those showers moving in from our west. And boy, does it pick up again. The general consensus being midday, 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when the heaviest the rain will likely take place. Heaviest rain of the day doesn't mean it's going to be heavy rain. It will likely be just some steady downpours. But the temperatures will be in the 40s, so just, not fun. I mean, this is great weather for like staying inside, making, chili. Yeah, oh man, chili sounds great. That would be great to make for tomorrow, because it's going to be such a cold and wet day. But we'll still see some of these showers. This model in particular keeps them around a little bit later. We do see them all the way through about 3, 4 p.m. Still some decent coverage area. It's just going to be much more scattered and not quite as widespread, and just that solid kind of that solid shield of rain is what we call it sometimes. But again, it does show a slight uptick by the time the front is trying to push through. And then we could see a couple of flurries. And I think this is probably one of the best grasps we might have on the potential of a few flurries flying. Again, we're not talking accumulations, because, I mean, temperatures all day tomorrow and even tonight will be above freezing. It won't be until last minute tomorrow night, early Monday morning, that we start to see temperatures at or below freezing. But that does lead me to my next point. If temperatures fall quickly enough, I'm hoping the wind helps to dry out some of the roadways, which I think it will, because we're not going to be expecting a ton of rain. We'll have to watch for a couple of just isolated slick spots, mainly for like bridges and overpasses. And that's just going to be from the rain leaving moisture on the roads, which could create some of that. But it's not going to be from the flurries. Don't get your hopes up. So I'm not going to be looking at any sort of measurable snowfall just yet. No signs of that, but this is going to be our next best chance. If you're wanting to see the flurries, maybe got to stay up late or get up early Monday morning. But we'll clear out pretty quickly by Monday afternoon. Okay, so that's that's the second model that I wanted to show you guys. We have one more to go, and this one's called the NAM. And this one, it tends to be kind of like way out in, what is it? Is it right field, left field? I don't do sports, but way out away from the others a lot of times. Sometimes it does have, though, a good grasp. We always want to look at it just in case. But generally speaking, it kind of has the same idea of the rain moving in late morning. And I know it looks like a lot of snow is going to be approaching the area. That's going to likely stay a lot closer to the Indianapolis region, especially closer to northern Illinois, Chicagoland, northern Indiana too. So don't get your hopes up, but we do expect those showers again to really pick up by about 9, 10 a.m. But holy moly, by like 10, 11, this one wants to like throw a lot more rain at us. This isn't quite as high as this isn't as quite high of a resolution. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not as much as the others. Oh my gosh, my brain. Can you guys tell I haven't slept much? I feel like I always say that. But regardless, rain will arrive, and the heaviest will take place midday. This is 2, 3 p.m. And then the front itself will try to push through just after sunset tomorrow. And then this wants to throw a lot of pinks, which I do think we could see some showers, maybe if it's unlikely, a few flakes maybe mixed in with some of the rain, but I don't think a huge wintry mix is going to be likely. And then this lights up the radar way more. But this is kind of what this model is known to do, over exaggerate sometimes. It just likes to be a little dramatic, and that's like me, so that's okay. But you'll see that leaves in its wake Monday afternoon. Whew, cold. We only make it to 40 in the metro, and you know how that goes. We are always warmer within the city at the airport, so many of us will only make it into the mid and upper 30s. It's going to be cold and a little blustery on Monday, kind of crummy for a Monday, but at least the sun will be shining. Just won't really warm us up at all. That will be followed by one of the colder nights of this upcoming week, that being Monday night and into Tuesday morning. That's when we'll see a morning low in the low 20s for many of us, if not the teens. We've warmed things up a little bit. We had a few more places in the teens, but we'll watch that. We still got a couple of days to go. And then we'll be in the 40s through at least like the first half of next week. That will be followed by some more rain just in time for the start of December. I feel like the start of December, it always goes one of a few ways. It's either very cold, very rainy, or stormy. So I feel like that's always what happens around here. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by some of the comments. Again, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask them. I see Derek and George have left some comments. George said, rain for Toys for Tots tomorrow. Depends on what time you're going, but likely some showers, especially during the daylight hours. Derek Well said, will there be small ice pellets in Kentucky Anna tomorrow? That's a possibility. I think there is probably the better chance of flurries, though. Just some, and I mean only for a few spots. Very minimal, like a 10% chance. So that means the majority of us won't see them. Okay, so this next system after tomorrow's won't arrive until like Friday. And then that could lead to a couple of areas, a couple of disturbances, we call them, and that helps to trigger some rain. So we'll see the first one, maybe drying out a bit for Saturday. And then this next one, the placement of it is going to be really important in determining who sees the rain and when, because earlier this morning, it didn't have rain for any of us on Sunday. It kept it into far eastern Kentucky. But right now, obviously, it shows a lot more rain over the entire state, really across much of the Midwest and the deep South. So that'll be something that we're watching for next weekend. So next weekend, kind of up in the air in terms of rain. So I kept us at a 30% chance for next weekend. All righty, the 10-day forecast is coming up next. And I really love all of our Christmas, little Christmas-themed and holiday-themed lights we have that Ryan Hoke helped to put on our graphics. He's our graphics wizard who makes everything look so fun and pretty. But all right, here is the forecast though. 70% chance of rain tomorrow. We stay in the 40s through about Tuesday. It's not until Wednesday we make it to 50. Again, that's for Louisville. And then Friday, our next system arrives. That kept us at a 30% chance pretty much all weekend. But keep in mind, those numbers will change, but at least we're in the 50s. Trying to look at the brighter side of things. And we'll hold on to a couple of those rain chances for Monday and Tuesday. Again, kept us at a 30% chance for the following Monday and Tuesday. It's just going to be really dependent on how quickly System 1 exits, System 2 enters, and then when System 2 exits. So we'll continue to watch this. I mean, we're about a week plus out from the system. So when we get that far out, just keep in mind adjustments will be necessary and very likely. Okay, a few more questions because my throat's starting to get a little scratchy and that's never fun. I don't want to be coughing into the microphone. But Derek asks, what will the gusts be tomorrow? We're looking at gusts as high as around 25, 30 miles per hour. Not all day long, but it will be, we'll have some spurts of just some gusts, I guess, at times throughout the day. Shonda says Tuesday will almost be like a heat wave. Speak for yourself. But all right. I think I've answered the general consensus. And again, once I end this live, you can actually go back out, or you can go back and watch it. Sorry, I was reading. That's what I get for trying to do two things at once. That's where you can go back and rewatch and kind of scroll through, because I do talk about the timing of the rain and the wind gusts. So I don't want to I don't want to repeat myself too much on here. But okay, it's been about 20 minutes. I hope you guys all had a really wonderful Thanksgiving. I have been living off my leftovers. I love leftovers for Thanksgiving. I've had like 3 turkey sandwiches in the last like 24 hours. It's been awesome. So hopefully you're still chowing down those leftovers. But everyone, take care. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Yeah, and get some rest. Stay warm out there because it's going to be chilly here before long. So we'll see you back here tonight at 11, of course. I don't think we have any sports that will delay us like what we did during the 6 o'clock today. Only a couple minutes, though. Anyway, I am rambling now, so I will hop off here. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. And again, we'll see you back here tonight at 11.